What's up, y'all? Today I have a message that has been on my mind for a long time, and I think in today's generation it's really important. Today I'm going to be talking about what is a real man. Now, over the past decade, the definition of masculinity has been challenged, and people have talked about toxic masculinity. People have questioned, should men be the provider? Should men be passive? What is a man? People have so many different opinions on this. I do 100% believe that men need to lead. But I also think with people calling out things like toxic masculinity, with people not liking the strong men, there's also the opposite end of that where there's the James Bond archetype. The guy who can pretty much do anything. He can talk to any woman. He's a womanizer. He sleeps around. He can handle his drinks. He drinks a lot. He doesn't settle down. He kind of looks out for himself, that kind of man. And I do think that's become a popular kind of man. And if you look at YouTube and you look up what is a real man, you'll see these YouTube, influencers or whatever, kind of talking about real man can talk to any woman and can sleep with a lot of women and has a high body count and he can drink a lot and he doesn't live by the rules and just things like that. Now, obviously, whether you're religious or not, I'm a Christian. Whether you're religious or not, I do believe that a real man is someone who has the self-control to not give into that lifestyle. Being completely transparent, I am far from perfect in that sense. I spent many years of my life kind of wanting to be the guy who could drink and talk to girls and stuff like that. And it's only recently that I've really come back into thinking that I need to be a real man. I don't need to be James Bond. I don't need to be that womanizer kind of man that the world kind of pushes on you. So we discussed what not to be, but what does being a Christian man look like? How should you act? Well, there's many examples. You can look in the Bible. There's a lot of examples of men who were pretty solid dudes, but I think the guy who we all can agree was the perfect standard was the man who never sinned, Jesus. Jesus, I really do believe that if he was in today's world, I think the world wouldn't really think of him as a real man. Now again, the world. Christians would respect him and everything. But I think if you look at Jesus, he wasn't quick to anger like a lot of these guys that try to be tough guys are. In fact, Jesus didn't try to be some fake tough guy. He prayed all the time. He hung out with his disciples. He spread God's word as best he could. And Jesus did everything he could to help others. Jesus also clearly had self-control, and I think a lot of men in today's age, they don't have self-control. If they have a desire, they give into it. If they have an urge, they give into it. They don't say no when they need to. Jesus obviously said no when he needed to. He didn't sin. That goes without saying. We're human beings. We're gonna sin. That's just how we are. Jesus is the only exception to that. But that doesn't mean that we can't actually make that effort not to sin. Instead of just saying, oh, it's okay. I gave in to sin, whatever. God forgives. Don't have that mindset. Have the mindset that you're going to pursue Jesus. Don't just make excuses for sinning. And then when you do sin, you're going to really feel that weight, that guilt. And when you ask for forgiveness, you're going to mean it. You're going to say, Lord, forgive me for I have sinned and, I need to be better. And Jesus does forgive, but you can't just keep going in that cycle. I've been in that cycle before, and it's tough to get out of. All right, I'm currently editing this video. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.